Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just For Me and You podcast. I'm your host, Love, and welcome back to another episode. As you can see, the lighting, if you're watching on YouTube, the lighting is a little bit different. It is a little later in the afternoon. I was struggling with my camera because I couldn't figure out how I recorded the last one in slow motion, and I was just clicking buttons trying to figure it out. It took me like 10 minutes, over 10 minutes, and I don't know, we finally got it together. We're finally here. We got getting a video this week. To my Spotify listeners, my audio only listeners, you probably don't care. You got your clips last week and it was fine and dandy. YouTube, you just stuck looking at, the cover photo. But, I even said before I knew that I was recording in slow motion last time that I still don't know what I'm doing. And I was like, isn't it ironic that that happened when I literally said I don't know what I'm doing? Anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Today, we are going to be talking about overcoming hardships. So, I have kind of been running low on ideas, so I asked my friends to offer me topics, and this is a topic that they offered me, and I was like, this is good. This is some good tea. I might have a couple things that I can share and say about this one. So here I am, dropping my gems for another week. I wonder how long I could keep this going. Honestly, if I really could, I could talk forever. Like, give me like a Q&A live session. You will be on there for hours. I'm really surprised at how I could keep this podcast like I would say like 13 to like 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when it's like staged, because I plan everything, so I have staged talking points. Sometimes when it's like that, I just like, I struggle. But hopefully I can keep y'all entertained this go around where we talk about overcoming hardships. And I know everyone goes through hard times. Life is not always happy and good and Gucci all the time. So everyone has moments where they struggle, and I'm just going to share things that help me when I'm going through different difficult seasons in my life. I'm not going to be sitting here talking about a certain situation, certain circumstance, anything like that. I'm just going to share like my general like tips and tricks and things that provide me comfort and kind of get me going through difficult seasons, whether something's happening or I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed or I'm just sad, or like this could be like an everyday thing, like a serious situation type of thing, anything. So first things first, I always talk about it like in every single podcast episode. I am a journal girly, and I cannot tell you how much that truly does benefit me when I think about moments where I've struggled emotionally a lot, whether I was like sad or stressed or whatever. It helped me so much to be able to write down how I'm feeling and kind of let it out in that sense. If you're a type of person that doesn't like to speak to people too much about how you feel, speaking about it to yourself helps. And I find that writing out how I feel helps me understand myself better, because I'm very much an emotionally driven person. I feel my emotions very, very intensely, to the point where sometimes I don't fully understand how I feel, or I don't understand how I got to this place, this headspace where I'm at. So journaling kind of helps me get the thoughts out and kind of piece it together in my head and be like, what is the cause of these feelings, and how can we break it down? How can we move on now that we found the cause, now that we know how we're feeling? And sometimes just journaling out how I feel eliminates those feelings for me. Sometimes you just need to get certain emotions out for them to literally come out of your system, to leave your brain, to leave your mind, and to free up some mental space, some mental air, and give you some clarity and some goodness. So I'm always going to be a journal advocate, journal girly. I will always, 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 as long as this podcast is running, tell you guys to journal. And if you don't journal, my friend told me that she does video little vlogs and kind of just talks that way, which I think is really cool. I kind of feel like sometimes that this is like my YouTuber vloggy like outlet to kind of just let my emotions out and let it be what it be. So if you're like me, you have a camera and you want to sit in front of it and chat, or you're just on your phone, plop your phone up, put your camera on, and just vent or just voice record yourself, just letting it out. And that can work. Or obviously, what I'm always going to recommend is talk to people that you trust. Not for them to just give you advice and keep it pushing, but for you to just have someone to lean on to kind of be able to let your thoughts out, your feelings out without judgment, without feeling like you need a quick fix, or whatever the case may be. So, first point, either find someone to talk to yourself, journal, vlog, do whatever just to get some of those negative or hard to process emotions out of your system and kind of free up some mental space. Another thing that also helps me during hard and difficult seasons is knowing that these things are temporary. Just like you're not going to be happy, great, and holly jolly all the time, things are not going to be negative and at the worst case scenario all the time. I always just try to acknowledge that my negative feelings, all the circumstances, the hardships, they are temporary. We can overcome. And it's just a season in your life, and other seasons will bring joy, will bring happiness, will bring all the positive things back. Like, things don't stay negative forever. And just remember that these things are temporary. And if you feel like they're not, or if you feel like you're in an extended period of just not having a good time, remember that there are things that you can control. And one thing you can always control is yourself and your thoughts. Your thoughts are very powerful. And once you learn that changing your mindset does make a crazy world of difference, you're gonna want to do it. And I'm sorry to say, but sometimes if we're in an extended period of just gloom and doom, and it's not always about circumstance, you kind of have to reflect on yourself and see if you're just allowing yourself to kind of wallow and kind of sit in the negativity, or are you, like I said last time, being an active participant in your life? It's also about mindset. I am a big advocate for allowing yourself to feel how you feel. I love sitting in emotions and always understanding yourself, feeling how you need to feel, but at some point, you need to get up and be an active participant in your life and actively try and turn your negative thoughts positive. Talk to yourself, affirmations, the whole gig. Your mindset is very powerful. Your thoughts are very powerful. You have more control than you think you do. And if circumstances aren't going your way, think of things that you can do, even if it's the smallest thing that can make you happy, brighten up your day, make things not seem so bad. It's the small choices that also matter. And if you feel like they don't, they will. Just keep working at it. The smallest things make the world of difference in situations where you feel like you have little to no control over what goes on. Always remember you're your biggest cheerleader. You're your own best friend. You have to have your own back. And instead of kind of wallowing, sitting in your hardship, try and be a little active and do things that make you happy and see things that you can change yourself, big or small, to help you overcome any type of circumstance. Next, what I got for you is prayer. I am a big believer in prayer. I am religious. I pray every night, and I just find comfort in my faith and to know that I'm not alone in my journey. There's someone above watching over. God is with me. Jesus is with me. I'm not walking alone. That also provides comfort in the hardest of times because it just allows me to know, understand, and feel that everything in this life happens for a reason, bringing back the temporary part, the negative things, the hard parts in life. They are temporary, they're not forever, and it's all to build character, to help you grow, to help you learn. It's in your hardest seasons that you realize how strong you are, and in those type of times, I really feel in those moments more than ever that I rely on my faith, I rely on God, and just to feel that type of comfort. I know some people aren't religious or faithful or in that sense, but I would be a liar if I didn't sit here and mention that my faith really does bring me comfort. And in my trying of times, prayer brings me comfort, listening to my worship playlist, just praying, and simply in my hard times, I'll just ask for guidance to be led on the right path. I ask for protection. I ask that God is always with me, showing me the way, guiding me, and allowing me to see lessons and to see positives, allowing me to grow, to be better than I was, and to see the brighter side of things. The hardships you go through in life set you up to make you stronger. So don't let it pull you down too much and allow yourself to see or like just to wonder. This is a pretty bad situation. This is a crappy situation. This is a sucky situation. And just like ask yourself, what is it that I'm supposed to be getting out of this? If you see no positives, no anything in it, if you're just wondering why would God or why would the universe or whatever you believe in put you in this type of circumstance, what am I supposed to do? What is this for? There's always a reason, and it's to build you up, whether it's to show you that you shouldn't stop doing the things that you're doing. You should not be doing that. You should not be hanging around those people. You should stick up for yourself. You should do this, you should do that. There's always a lesson in hardships. There's always things to learn. You'll learn to not do something, to do more of something, to think better, to educate yourself more. There's always a positive outcome to a negative circumstance, because when I look back on difficult things in my life, I think about, oh wow, I went through that so I can sit here and actually have something to say, to give advice to someone eventually to just be better. The things that you go through, the hard parts in life, the troubling seasons, don't you always notice that you're not the same once that's over? You're different, you're stronger, and you're not going to make the same mistakes or the same decisions that you used to make because you've been there and you don't want to be there again. So you're obviously going to make the proper changes in your life to have better outcomes and to lessen the hardships that you face. Allow the things that may hurt you change you for the better. Like I said before, all these things are temporary, they aren't forever, and everyone, literally everyone, goes through troubling and not good seasons, and you're never alone in any type of journey or place that you find yourself in. We're all going through the same things, maybe in different variations, but we're all going through the same things. Whether people have been through it before, are in it with you right now, or going to be in it in the future, no true experience is unique. No one has never gone through what you've gone through. We're humans, literally. It's all good. Like, you will make it through and it'll be Gucci. Like, let's all just chill and vibe out. We just gotta vibe. We gotta vibe out through the difficult times. Don't think about it too much. Just coast your way. Vibe through it. Be an active participant. Whatever you want to call it. Take it day by day. Take it day by day. Do what you gotta do. Try your best to keep your head up. Make your way through it. It's temporary. We're all gonna be good in the end. It'll be fine. We're all good. Like, we got this. If no one has told you today, you got this. You're doing great. Even in your good times, in your bad times, you're doing a great job. Yeah, and that's all for me. That's all for me, you guys. I am out of here. The song of the week is Treasure in the Hills by Leon Thomas. I really hope y'all have taken the time to check out the playlist because the playlist is fire. It is. It is. And I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye. That's all for me. That's all for me. That's all for me. That's all for me.